thing. I'm a great believer in what Charlie Chaplin said, is that a life is a tragedy in close-up and a comedy in long shot. If you sit back visually on a situation, it automatically becomes funnier. I mentioned, which is a French comedian called Jacques Tati, who said that comedy begins in the legs. And making a character more real and more sympathetic and more identifiable doesn't necessarily make him funny, because in many ways what's funny about Mr. Bean, for example, is his complete sort of selfishness, and he's a natural born anarchist. So he's a child trapped in a man's body, whereas Trevor is an adult. So it's not necessarily funny to make him more three-dimensional, but he becomes very obsessed and very self-centered. So in other words, he leaves his niceness behind, and that is when he becomes funny. In reality, we didn't have a bee. You'll be unsurprised to hear. We had a plastic bee on the end of a rod. If we wanted a bee to crawl across a worktop, then we had some professional puppeteers. And quite a lot of it, when I was just, acting like that in a room, we didn't have anything at all. It was just down to me to imagine the bee and to be able to mime the situation, if you like, well enough to make it look convincing. It was nice to look at a bee because your eyes, of course, always look different. That if